Hello, everyone. This is Hedgepig, and this is a Wednesday. Pink Pig says hello. This is a very, very momentous day. First of all, I do wish to thank everyone who gave me and my family well wishes during our latest of health crisis issues with my parents and for my stream of headaches. Um, in any case, she's here. This is a good day. And we have a couple of big announcements. There is a big reveal, very exciting, and a second big reveal, even more exciting. And so let's get started. I am going to start by saying that this is going to be a full turkey dinner in about an hour. It is sneaky, it is tricky, but it works. So, what I will be giving you is all of the tastes of a full turkey dinner with much, much less fuss. This is going to be turkey and stuffing and vegetables and gravy. And a lot of it does have to do with timing and doing multiple things at once, but this actually took over how I did turkey dinners for my husband and I when we were living off by ourselves. And so I'll start off first by saying, what does everybody think of when they think of a turkey dinner with turkey and stuffing? Obviously, they think of Thanksgiving or Christmas, usually big get-togethers because you get the turkey several days in advance and you thaw it. If you want to afford to get a fresh turkey, you can get those. But then you clean the bird and you start seasoning it. You may be brining it or not. And then it goes out into a big roasting pan and you make the stuffing and start thinking of all the sides. You may be making biscuits, you may be making bread rolls, and there's pies to make, and mashed potatoes, and vegetables, usually a tossed salad. Well, this cuts through most of that. Yeah, I am not going to make the mashed potatoes and gravy just because I don't want to make the mashed potatoes and gravy this time. We don't have enough room in our refrigerator. But at the same time that I am making gravy, you could be making the mashed potatoes during that time. It takes 15 minutes to boil them and a few minutes to mash them. A little more. 15? Yeah. So let's get started. First of all, with the first of the reveals. We got a package in the mail the other day. Yesterday, as a matter of fact. And this is what it looks like. It's a nice little package. And when we opened the package up, what we found was a item in bubble wrap, so it was very nicely protected. And what we came out with was this. It is a 20-ounce stainless steel double-walled insulated steel bottle, and it is cooking with Hedgepigs. It is the first of our merchandise. We ordered this to see what the quality was like, and even full, it doesn't leak. It has a very nice lid like you would find in the old steel thermoses. So it has a very nice lid here. This has got water in it, obviously, for hydration here. And it does hold 20 ounces. It will hold hot or cold. It has to be hand washed because these are a painted on sticker here. And You could feel it. It says Cooking with Hedgepigs. It has the giggling hedge pig. And yes, you paid for hydrate, so I am going to take my first drink out of it. And because it is an insulated, double-walled insulated thermos, this will keep your drink cold for at least 12 hours. And I can tell you that the water is cold. So here is my Cooking with Hedgepigs insulated water bottle. And this is our first reveal here. Our second reveal is that you can now go to www.cookingwithhedgepigs.com. Let's throw that up there and show it there, honey. Where you see my featured products. I have long sleeve t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, a coffee mug. And if you hover over the picture of the coffee mug, it will actually rotate the coffee mug so you see what's on the other side. Can you page down on that, honey? Or is it just a stasis kind of thing? And then we've got a sticker there. There's even a throw blanket. There's a pounder glass. I've got them in Giggling Hedge Pigs and Pink Pig. Pink Pig joins you in t-shirts and tank tops, hoodies, and the Cooking with Hedge Pigs mug that has Pink Pig on one side and just a smiling hedge pig on the other. And we have all kinds of things here. I will be making some items that just say Cooking with Hedge Pigs. If you happen to be a male type person who wouldn't want a cute little fluffy hedgehog on your chest. But these are available in multiple colors. They are available in multiple sizes, and they have a really nice range of sizes. The coffee mugs are dishwasher safe, they are microwave safe, and they hold 11 ounces, so it's a nice size coffee cup. They're not oversized, but it's a decent size for coffee or tea, or if you want to have yourself some Irish coffee and spike it, go for it. So this is what we are offering here if you wish to have your memorabilia from us. And this site is available. Not everything is available in Europe. For instance, these stainless steel water bottles are not. I'm not sure why, but and they do have two sites that they print from. One of them is in Europe and one of them is in America. And you can pay in euros or you can pay in dollars. And the ones that are from Europe that order, if they decide to order anything, it will start in Europe, so you're not going to be paying import fees. So it comes right from there. And the process is you go to the website, you pick the item that you want to choose, and you choose a color. If the color is there, you choose the size, and then you go to the cart and you pick your shipping that you want to do. And it will tell you after you pay for it, it will tell you that it's a print on demand. And it will tell you the buy date of when they will have it printed, and then they will send you emails for shipping. And I can say they do a really good job with the shipping. The quality of this bottle is top notch. I don't think anybody can see me with that up. Let me get back to the screen so they can see me. There we go. So yeah, we've got this giggling hedge pig, as you can see. It's really cute. It's really nice quality. The art is, of course, from the very amazing Glittered Kitten. And she is open for commissions right now. If you need to have any merchandise artwork done, if you need to have any kind of things going on with your channel if you're a streamer. She has done all of the artwork for my channel except for 2 items, which was made by the incredible Prof Niels. He did my animated ones. Hello, Badass Mama. Thank you for joining us today. It's amazing to see you. We have, in recap, the first of our merchandise here. This is a 20-ounce stainless steel double-walled drinking bottle, and it comes with Cooking with Hedgepigs and the Giggling Hedgepig artwork from Glittered Kitten. And it also comes with Pig Pig, who you see underneath the picture, the illustration that was from another artist that has the hedgehog with glasses on. And the site is www.cookingwithhedgepigs.com. And you can now get my merchandise. And when I get my book and out of its final edit, that site will also be selling my book in ebooks. It does. So Glittered Kitten we owe her a lot. She gave me the site that I can get this merchandise from without having to order 100 pieces each. It's a print-on-demand kind of thing. It has sites both in Europe and in America for printing from, and it ships all over the world. Reasonable shipping rates, has expedited shipping. If you absolutely have to have it sooner, you can definitely do that. That is the start of our stream today, telling you that merchandise is here, and I now have a website that will sell that merchandise, so you can just go to that. All right, as promised, and we already started talking about it, when you think of a turkey dinner, you think of family, you think of turkey and stuffing and vegetables, you think of mashed potatoes. I'm not doing the mashed potatoes because we don't have enough room. It is a very cute water bottle, and it keeps your liquids cold for about 12 hours, and it doesn't leak. This has got water in it. We've tested it. I'm not allowed to make mashed potatoes. Andrew's are better than mine, but we also have no room in the refrigerator, so not going to make mashed potatoes. You could make it during the time I'm making the cooking the stuff and making the gravy for it. Okay, so I have promised a turkey dinner in about an hour, and I am going to fulfill that. It's sneaky, it's tricky, but you end up with a lot of food, and it is turkey and stuffing and vegetables and gravy, and it takes about an hour, and we're going to be running a timer just to prove it. So, we're going to get started with, I am turning on the heat in my electric skillet, and I am getting out not my choice of products, but it was what they had. Normally, I get either full turkey breasts and cut them up into chunks and then give them a light saute after seasoning. I'm using ground turkey because they didn't have any of that. You could even make it with the whole pre-cooked turkey breasts that they have at Costco. That is another thing that we often use, and it makes it so you get everything that you would possibly want to have in a turkey dinner. Same taste, same combination of items, and it takes all of the fussing out of it. You don't have to get up early in the morning and clean out the turkey and do all of the things there. This is putting in about 3 pounds of turkey. This would be the equivalent of most if you buy packages from your grocery store. They have whole boneless turkey breasts or turkey breast slices that are the thickness they want you to cut or grill. You can also get this, of course, in the ground turkey to make it a little bit easier. Or you can use leftover turkey, leftover chicken. You could do this with rotisserie chicken. But this is going to be turkey and stuffing, and I am starting from scratch. So the first thing we do is we take that turkey and we put it into a frying pan here. And I am going to I don't think you really need to see it frying because I'm going to be cutting while I do this. So I've got the turkey here. I'm going to do the seasoning that uses a little bit of salt. We always watch our salt here. So this uses maybe a quarter teaspoon of salt and about 2 tablespoons of oil in the cooking container because turkey will stick. There's not a lot of fat in it. I have got some rosemary, and I would say you're probably looking at putting a half a teaspoon of rosemary total between the turkey and stuffing. So about a quarter of a teaspoon of ground rosemary on the turkey. And then I would add a whole teaspoon of sage. And I would add a tablespoon of parsley. You knew the parsley was coming. I love my parsley. So I'm going to measure out the parsley here. And that's that for the seasoning of the turkey. Just need, and when you're frying this, or if you're sauteing turkey chunks or chicken chunks, you want to keep them in larger pieces because you don't want to have this be just little tiny bits that nobody really recognizes as meat. It's just sort of in there and it flavors things. You want to make sure that you actually have a presence of the turkey. So try to keep it in larger pieces. If you've ever made my hamburger stuffing, I tell you the same thing with the ground hamburger to keep it in large pieces so that you end up with almost like a meatball effect. Turkey, it tends to crumble more than hamburger does, so you have to be a little more delicate with it than that. And we've got almost 4 minutes gone as I have started this. And while that is cooking, I am going to get started on the ingredients for the stuffing. So I am using a sweet onion here, and I cut off the growth end here, making sure to keep my fingers back because earlier I was in a hurry and I did wound myself. Andrew has just sharpened these again, and I'm used to them being duller. And I didn't quite pay attention to where my fingers were when I was dicing this with a larger knife. Hey, Weevil, welcome in. Nice to see you. We have got turkey and stuffing, a turkey dinner basically in about an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour, but not a lot. And we have also got the announcement of my merchandise, which we have a stainless steel drinking bottle that has my giggling hedge pig and cooking with hedge pigs on it. And go ahead and flash up the picture of the website again, honey, www.cookingwithhedgepigs.com, where if you want to buy any of my merchandise, you can go there and shop or even just look at it. And you can also, that site will be selling my cookbook when I get that in a PDF form shortly. So that is coming hopefully within the next month. So, and that will be about 400 of my recipes and directions, and it will be available for sale there in PDF form. I may actually import it to Kindle as well. We'll see. We're still trying this website out. And this is brand new. It went live last night at about 2 in the morning. So this was a big thing. And we just got the merchandise in to see whether or not it was good quality. And it is. It's very nice quality. I have also worked with the customer service people about shipping and asking questions. And they're very good about that. Perfect. And there's the turkey. At this point is 3 pounds of ground turkey meat. Normally I would use a full turkey breast and cut that up and then just saute that. But I'm using ground because they didn't have that. And it's something that you can use by choice easily enough. Again, it's fast. I've actually never made it with the ground before. You can make this with rotisserie chicken. You can also make it with ground chicken. It's still going to end up poultry and stuffing, basically. And my stuffing is a sage stuffing. And we have got, this is my mother's recipe of stuffing. This is the one that, yeah, you can use grilled chicken. You can use grilled pork. You can use ground pork if you want. Just make sure that you get it cooked before you put it in here. This does use the turkey or chicken, and that has to be finished before you put it in here because it doesn't spend a lot of time in the oven. 350 degrees in the oven for 45 minutes on the top rack. And during the time it is cooking, that is when you make your mashed potatoes and you make your gravy. And by the time that is all done and you've got the table set, you've got a complete turkey dinner. So let's just keep going here. I am cutting up the onion in a reasonable sized dice. It is not a mince because we like to have the presence of onions, and I'm not pre-cooking these because our family likes them a little crunchy. They're not cooked to mush. If you prefer, you can saute the onions and celery that are going in this in a pan with some butter or oil for about 5 minutes and then put it in. I developed this recipe actually when my husband and I first moved away from my family. We almost made our escape. We made it clean for about 5 years, but then we had to come back. And going to turn the meat here. It normally takes about 8 to 10 minutes to saute this. And while you are sauteing the turkey, you are busily making the trays. Now, I recommend that what you have is a roasting pan size tray. These are about half that, so I've got 2 of them. And I will start by taking half of this. This is the box of stuffing mix. Normally, I like to use the France stuffing cubes because they're not seasoned, and I prefer to give my own seasons. Again, off season for turkey, you have a tendency to have to make do what you can. And this is one of the brands that is available all year long, at least where we are. It's Mrs. Cubison's cube stuffing, and it is herb seasoned. It's already got the sage in it. I am putting this into a bowl, half of the onion, and then I am going to put the other half of the onion into one of these roasting pans that is basically it's a 13 by 9 pan, but it actually needs to be larger. It needs to be in a roasting pan to actually contain all of this, because it does make a lot. I admit that, like most of my recipes, it does make a lot. This freezes beautifully. You can either freeze it before you cook it. I don't recommend that. You can freeze it afterwards in individual servings. And what you've got is a complete turkey and stuffing dinner anytime you want it, with about 9 minutes thaw in the microwave to heat it up. So I am actually going to turn the light up in here. It was brighter earlier. I can't quite see it. Yeah, a regular roasting pan that you would normally put your turkey in is going to be good enough. But these are basically half size pans. So turn my stream light up. There. All right. I don't know what we ever did before we got these lovely Wi-Fi lights in our well, I guess lights. They're in the lamps, they are in the ceilings, and we can now turn lights on and off and dim them, including making them a pretty darn good night light if you need to do that for walking around in the dark or whatever. It goes down to a 1% light, and you can also program them to do all sorts of things like turn off when you leave. And okay, that's coming along nicely. We have the one onion that is already prepared. Now we go to celery. I like a lot of celery in this. And so I am going to put 4 stalks of celery that I'm going to dice. That's 2, that's 3, there's 4. 13 minutes down. So, I'm going to get it away. That nicely trimmed. Now you can save these for making soups and broths. If you have chickens love the trimmings from this. This is 4 stalks. I usually put between 4 to 6 stalks, depending on how crunchy I want this to be, how much other interest I want to have in the stuffing, and honestly, we really like it. Well, these are just light bulbs that you buy that you hook up to your network, and you can run it from your cell phone. So you can turn lights on and off when you aren't even there. So, and you can also see whether or not the lights are on. So it has a display that will show you that the lights are on and what percentage. They're labeled by the bulb, so you can say this is the master bedroom, kids bedroom 1, kids bedroom 2, living room, whatever you want to do. Pretty interesting. Ender came up with that and thought it was incredibly clever. And you know what? As is usual, husband was right. It's pretty darn clever. Now this turkey is almost done. So it's going to take one more shuffling around as soon as I get done with the celery here. And like I said, this is probably what I would call a medium dice. These are a little bit bigger than a pea, but not by a lot. And if you like to have no crunch in your stuffing, go ahead and take about a 1/4 cube of butter. That's about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter, and melt that and saute your celery and onions for about 5 minutes before putting it into the stuffing cubes. and that will give you nice soft onions and celery instead of ones that still have a little bit of crunch to them. More like a steamed vegetable level rather than being cooked all the way through. So I will now take this and add it to my bowl, which I will be bringing out here to show you shortly. Right now it's just getting this off while I handle this. Now, the next thing we add to this is going to be the vegetable. And you can use broccoli, you can use cauliflower, which is what I'm using. Peas, you can use green beans, zucchini squash works. And that, if, for instance, we had more than one outlet, I would be already cooking the cauliflower. I do some time savings here. Okay, that is done. So I'm turning that off and I'm plugging that so I can turn on my hot plate underneath the water for the cauliflower. And I'm turning that on. And that's in my Dutch oven here. I have got about a pound of cauliflower. And I bought this, a 2-pound package. If they're already in florets, so someone has done most of the cleaning for you. You can buy these frozen, you can buy these fresh in most supermarkets these days. They're doing a lot of things just to make your life easier. The ground turkey is being added to the stuffing, and then you bake the stuffing in the oven with the turkey and vegetables already in it, MPH, and welcome in. You can make this with, like I said, almost any kind of vegetable you would like. You can get a package of what they call winter mix, which is cauliflower and broccoli together. And I would suggest you thaw it before you put it in. And I am putting this into lightly salted water. And cooking the cauliflower only takes about 10 minutes. So like I said, it would have actually taken the same length of time. Hey Maverick, how are you doing? It would have taken about the same length of time as to cook the turkey. But I only have one outlet, so that will add a little bit of time on, but not a lot. You want to make these pieces bite size because, although kind of a large bite size, and I've already got the turkey done. I've already diced up the onions, I've diced up the celery. This is the vegetable right here. And we have got, for people who are later arrivals, we have got the first piece of merchandise from the Cooking with Hedgepigs line. And it is this lovely 20-ounce stainless steel double-walled water bottle. It says Cooking with Hedgepigs on the back. It has the giggling hedge pig on the front. It also comes with pig pen. And you can now go to www.cookingwithhedgepigs.com for the merchandise. And in hopefully about a month, you will be able to get my cookbook there as well. All right, let's cut the last bit of this up. And then we will put all of this into the water to be boiled. 40 minutes left. Like I said, this would be about an hour. It might be about an hour 15 because of how I'm cooking things. So I have got in a mixing bowl onions and celery. I'm going to put the rest of the onions in here because I'm just going to divide it a bit. And faster. I know. And these are basically, it's stuffing cubes. It's made, I would suggest you don't use stovetop because that's already seasoned and they put chicken bouillon or turkey bouillon in it to give it flavor. And that's really not what we're looking for. We want this to have a more natural flavor. And this is going to be 2 10-ounce packages eventually. This is from a company called Mrs. Cubbison's. It's available all year round. There are slow cooker recipes that they give you on this. This is just a cube stuffing with herbs seasoned already, has sage in it. I always make sage stuffing. And then we're going to take about 32 ounces of chicken broth. And you need to moisten your cubes because this is actually 48, but I split it in half. So it's about 24 ounces. And then I'm going to add some more of the stuffing to it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of ripping open, so I'm going to have to use the knife. And then I start mixing from the bottom to mix the celery and onions through. And as you can see, I have once again completely filled the container that I'm using as a mixing device. So it's a thing that's sort of delicate. And it does need some more chicken broth in it. That will give us, I'm actually using 3 48-ounce containers of chicken broth so that we have a lot of gravy too. The state you are looking for in your broth is for the cubes to be moistened on the sides, but still have crunchiness in them when you squeeze them to test, because we want to still have them have a shape and not just be a solid mass when you get it out. So I am going to continue to mix this carefully. I may give up on that because there's just no way to do this. I will get this other out of the way. And take one of the, not the baking dish size, and spoon about half of this into it because it's going to make 2 of these little ones. It would make 1 large roasting pan like you would use for a turkey, but it is this is what they had at the store, so this is what we got. This is maximizing as few dishes as you can get away with using to make it easier, and it is also maximizing the convenience foods of, instead of taking and preparing a whole turkey and cooking it in the oven for 2.5, 3 to 4 hours. Pink Pig! Pink Pig is coming in and saying, "Yay! Turkey and stuffing! Turkey and stuffing! For Pink Pig!" And so my actual preference is for a product from France. They have stuffing cubes as well. They have them seasoned and unseasoned. They sell them in both about an 11-ounce bag and a 13. I generally use 2 13-ounce bags when I make this, and 3 to 4 pounds of turkey breast. Usually a whole turkey breast that is off the bone, so it's boneless, skinless. All right, this is, if I pick up a cube, it will hold its shape mostly. It's resistant to the pinch, and that's what you want it to be at. At this point, we're really going to be just waiting for the cauliflower, which will also be mixed into this, so that you've got turkey and stuffing and cauliflower, your vegetable. You could add a couple vegetables. You could also add peas in here. It would be more colorful. You could add broccoli. You could add broccoli instead of cauliflower if that's what you like. You could even add roasted Brussels sprouts. That goes really well with turkey dinners too. So I have got this here into one pan now, and I am going to take a second pan. Corn would work. I know I'm on a time limit. I am now almost halfway through an hour, but I am probably 10 minutes from putting this into the oven for 45 minutes. You could increase the heat. Normally this requires 350 degrees for 45 minutes, but you could increase it 375 and take it down a bit. And that works as well. So I have got those in place. And I'm going to spread that out just so I know how much I have in each pan. And then at this point, we take the turkey, which is in larger pieces, as you can see. It's in a larger piece than what you would normally do if you were going to be frying something like for tacos. This is more like what I consider for soup variety. You're adding it to casserole or spaghetti. I like to have larger chunks of meat in that instead of the really fine ground. This is cooked until it has no more pink in it, and it's just cooked with parsley and sage and rosemary and salt and pepper and about 2 tablespoons of oil, just until it's no longer pink. I developed this because my husband and I were living on our own, and I was working a lot, and I didn't feel like getting up and doing the entire turkey mess all to myself. And you know, it's 4 or 5 hours of slaving, and by the time I was done with things like that, especially if I was working, I didn't want to eat it. I was tired by that time, and usually a little cranky from pulling it all off and having to make allowances for all of the issues that always come up, like the fact that we bought the wrong bread cubes this time, and they had garlic in them. So I had to send Andrew out about half hour before stream to go to the grocery store and get the bread cubes that we use now. So this is my second choice bread cubes, but they work. Okay, so this has got about 1.5 pounds of turkey in each tray over the top of 1 box of stuffing, if you're looking at having this recipe, and the recipe will be up. This will be up shortly. Honey, can I have you take the electric frying pan away so I have more room? I am going to pause now and take a drink. And show again. I am so tickled with this. It's so cute. This is the Giggling Hedge Pig 20-ounce double-walled steel drinking thing. It says Cooking with Hedge Pigs on the back. This is a Giggling Hedge Pig. It also comes in the Pink Pig. And as you can see, it has a nice thermos-style lid here. It doesn't leak. It has kept my drink cold, even being inches from a burner for the better part of an hour now. So this is what we've got so far. And I need to double check on these. They're not ready yet. I didn't think it would be, but it's only been about 5 minutes. Okay, so I have got the pound and a half of turkey. I have got 1 sweet onion divided between these. I have got 4 stalks of celery diced, and I have got 2 boxes that are 10-ounce boxes, 2 10-ounce boxes of stuffing. Because our normal stuff wasn't here, which I would have seasoned all myself, but this is a sage stuffing mix. How is it?
How's well?
This is the second batch I have made today because I'm not going to make y'all sit here and wait for 45 minutes while it cooks in the oven. So this is the second batch I made back to back. I have got this ready to wait for the cauliflower. It won't take much longer. And then this will be mixed in together. Yeah, Tom is streaming Stranded Deep. And having fun on his day off, which is awesome. Normally I would make this with a solid boneless breast of turkey, which would be about the same weight, cut up into large cubes and then lightly sauteed instead of the ground turkey, but the ground turkey works, honestly. It's just something I don't normally use. So I have used this brand of stuffing in the past. It's good. And then you just basically mix the meat through here. And when the vegetables are done very shortly, we can add that in here too. I was going to add red bell pepper to this, just to add some color, but I don't really want to do it just for color. If we wanted to add some corn would be really good in this. Peas would be really good in this. Cauliflower or broccoli or both. You could even add asparagus to this time of year. Fresh asparagus is out. And feel free to add mushrooms. That was another thought that crossed my mind because I love mushrooms. They go in everything. And that's just a happy, fun time for me. Mixing this in, basically what you're going to have is some of everything in almost every bite you have. There will be turkey, there will be stuffing, there will be gravy on the whole thing. It's lovely, savory, herbed gravy. And if you want to make mashed potatoes, at the point these go into the oven to cook, you can, at that point, make the mashed potatoes at the same time you're making the stuffing. The gravy for it. The gravy takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and it only takes 15 minutes if you have peeled and chopped the potatoes up in boiling water. That takes about 15 minutes to get them to the point. You drain them, and you then mash them, and by the time your gravy is done, your mashed potatoes are done, you bring this out of the oven, you've got a complete turkey dinner. And it took just about an hour. I am going to double check again on my cauliflower. And all you need it to do is have some of these things. Take a knife and you test them gently, see whether or not the knife slides in easily. Not quite yet. It's probably got another 2 minutes. And yeah, I'm almost ready. Really need to figure out if we can get a way to get 2 burners going at once. Uh-oh, here comes Love Pig. Love Pig. I love him. My husband's going to have 4 trays of turkey and stuffing and gravy that he gets to nom on and see whether or not we have enough to put in a freezer. So we have got this going. For those who are a late arrival, Mrs. Maverick, we now have a website, www.cookingwithhedgepigs.com, where you can get merchandise from my channel. And Pink Pig and the Giggling Hedge Pig, possibly some other hedge pig-like things later. It sells this very nice insulated water bottle that's stainless steel. It sells coffee mugs and clothing and even a throw blanket and a sticker that has the Giggling Hedge Pig on it so far. More will be coming in the future, including my cookbook that will be sold from that website too, if you wish to buy the website. Alrighty. I'm going to check these again because they were very close. And they're done now. So, at this point, I am going to move this off of the pot so I can see it. Turn off the power for now. And I'm going to put half of the cauliflower in here. And half of the cauliflower in the other baking dish that I have here, aluminum baking dishes. I get them from Costco in 30 packs, and I end up paying about 50 cents a baking dish that way, instead of going to the grocery store and getting the same ones for about $6 for 4. Seems a good deal. Okay, this needs to be dumped and brought back to be empty, because that's going to be where I make my stuffing. Yeah, didn't think that one through, did you? Andrew picked it up with a hand on each side of my camera mount. So you just mix this through gently at this point so that everything is mixed together. That way then when you're portioning this up and serving it onto plates, you get everything in one lump, except for baked or mashed potatoes, whichever you want to add to this. And here is one. And I am going to mix up the other one here. I know you want my cookbook. There's actually quite a few people that are very eager to get my cookbook, which I am greatly appreciative of. For the recipes that I have cooked on stream, you can go to my Discord, and there will be a link for that. It's also on my channel page, and you see pictures of my cooking in addition to the recipes. All right, so we have these 2 trays. I put them in the oven open so that they cook they get nice and crunchy on top, which I also like. I'm kind of a texture girl. And at this point, I am going to use the chicken broth here. It's a reduced sodium chicken broth. I need 4 cups of water. I am now at an hour. I'm behind. I'm sorry. I'm taking a little too much time to talk and interjecting too much about the other things. Oh, it's 39 minutes. 40 minutes now. I'm okay. I'm doing good. This is going to be ready to serve. Well, as soon as I get the stuffing, the gravy done, actually, because I already made some. It has to be cold water. If you could put it in the Pyrex measuring cup, that would be great. And I need about 2 cups of water. This is a 48-ounce container and about 24 ounces. This whole recipe, it's going to make a lot of gravy, but you need a lot when you make that much stuffing. It doesn't have garlic in it. And it is darn tasty. Just put it here. I need to mix it up with the flour. So we get this on the oven, on the cooktop here, and I turn the temperature on to a medium high, and I get out my flour. It's basically 2 cups of water and about a cup and a bit of flour to thicken the gravy. So that's a cup of flour into it. And I'm mixing this in a 4-cup Pyrex measuring cup. And then I get out a whisk. And I will whisk this up while the hob here is bringing the broth up to simmering. You could do this with milk if you wanted to have a creamy gravy. We don't do that. It's just not traditional in our family. And this is, except for the fact that I'm using the ground turkey and adding everything in all together. In my greater family, the extended family, this would be highly untraditional. It has been a tradition for my husband and I for most of our 12-year marriage. The race is on. Can I do it? 15 more minutes to go. We have the roasting pans in the oven at 350 degrees on the top rack. And that will take half an hour to 45 minutes to cook. So we are looking at possibly an hour and 15 total to do this. While you are doing this, you could have taken and peeled and diced potatoes and put them into boiling water. So at the same time you're making this gravy, you can also be making your mashed potatoes to go with it, but we don't have enough room in the refrigerator. I have got a lot of stuff in the refrigerator right now. Dad being home kind of demands a lot of food on hand constantly because he wants to eat about every 4 hours. So personally, I'm kind of glad he does want to eat. All right, I am going to pull this forward a bit more because I want to be able to see in it. And that's going to be difficult because it just doesn't want to come forward on that one side. All right. So this is about a cup of flour whisked into 2 cups of water. And then I will add that to the gravy or the broth that's here heating. And to that broth, I am going to now whisk this so that it will mix in and not make dumplings, because it is fully capable of doing that if it's boiling and your liquid is cold. You don't really want it to be cold to start, so I would use a room temperature tap water. And I am going to add some rosemary. This is where the other 1/4 teaspoon of ground rosemary is going, because you want to have everything seasoned from your turkey to your stuffing to your gravy. If you have layers that are unseasoned, you're going to have food that's a little bland. It'll still be good, but it'll be bland. So we've got that in there. I am going to add another tablespoon of parsley to it. And then I am going to add about a good 1/2 teaspoon of sage to that. And then I'm going to whisk it again. Because while you're making gravy, you need to make sure that you stir it regularly, or the flour will go to the bottom and it will burn. And that would be bad. This is being cooked at a medium-high temperature, just so you know. And considering I have 4 roasting pans, the fact that I've got this 5-quart Dutch oven 3/4 of the way full of what will be gravy isn't really disturbing. Yeah, mashed potatoes are good, and I know Tom says that is one of his favorite things, is mashed potatoes and something and gravy and cheese, and he has a lot of things that sound pretty good that you have cooked for him, and recipes he's told me about from his mother. Okay, while we're doing this, honey, can you flash up my www again so that they can actually see the picture of it? That is the link that you can follow, and here is the website with some of the things in it. There are long sleeve and short sleeve t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, sweatshirts, coffee mug. It's got a pounder glass. It's got my metal bottle here. Has a throw. It has all kinds of clothes in multiple colors. Each item in multiple colors. Each item in multiple sizes, except for the coffee cups and drinkware, which is basically one size. It is a 20-ounce bottle. There is an 11-ounce coffee mug, and so far it is available in Giggling Hedgepig and in Pink Pig. There will also be some that I'm working on right now that will just say Cooking with Hedgepigs in case you are a male type person that wants to show your support of Cooking with Hedgepigs but doesn't really want to have a pink hedgehog in a tutu on your chest. So this line, it will expand. It will eventually, hopefully about a month from now, have my cookbook ready. Looking to the future of the stream here, when I reach 200 followers, I will be giving away copies of my cookbook in PDF form, possibly in Kindle form as well. I'm looking into that one right now. And we are now at 47 minutes. The gravy is coming along. If you were boiling your mashed potatoes, they would have been in here for about 5 minutes at this point to go. And they would be being finished at about 5 minutes. Let's see, about 10 minutes from now, they would be ready to start turning into mashed potatoes. Like I say, we have got this has got turkey and stuffing that is a sage stuffing with onions and celery. We've put the vegetable of cauliflower in it. And we have got a lot of turkey in each one of those casseroles I made. It will take up a regular turkey roasting pan for the amount that will be posted in my Discord under stream recipes. And that would be about 2 10-pound packages of, 10-ounce packages. 10 pounds would be a bit much, even for me. 10-ounce packages of stuffing cubes. It has got 1 sweet onion in here, 4 stalks of celery, both of those diced. It has got about 1.5 pounds of cauliflower, or 1 good head, or if you want to buy packages of the florets that you can get fresh in some of the larger grocery stores, it's about a 1-pound container. Or you can buy them frozen, thaw them out ahead of time, just leave them on the counter, and then add them to the pan when you are mixing up your stuffing. You could make it with chicken, either pieces of chicken, rotisserie chicken, grilled chicken, ground chicken, turkey, and you could even add pork. You could even do pork with this, either ground pork or pork that you have diced up and sauteed and then put in there, and then you could probably find a pork gravy mix somewhere, or if you have made pork gravy in the past, chicken gravy goes okay with it. Chicken kind of goes with everything, but I would recommend making your own broth, or maybe making a vegetable gravy where you take vegetable broth and add the flour and water to it. Yes, you can make this. You can make this with gluten-free flour, and You can't do it with the breadcrumbs that you buy, the bread cubes that you buy, as far as I know. I haven't seen any stuffing mixes that are gluten-free, but you can take about 3 loaves of bread that are gluten-free, either that you made or you buy, and you toast those either in a toaster, or you can lay them out on cookie sheets and put them in the oven at about 400 degrees and toast those for about 10 minutes, flipping them over halfway through, and then you take and cut those up into cubes, and you've made your own stuffing. Thank you. I do think of you quite a bit. I know that you're gluten-free. I know that you do a lot of things vegan. This is not one that's friendly to vegans because it's not made with tofu, though there's nothing that says you couldn't. You could fry tofu and or even bake it and then toss it into this stuffing, and instead of using chicken broth in it or turkey broth in it, you could make it with vegetable broth and make vegetable gravy, and you would have a vegetarian or vegan stuffing hot dish, basically. This would be called a turkey and stuffing bake, or possibly a casserole, or in some parts of the country it would be called a hot dish, depending on where it is that you live. So this basically is a fraction of the trouble you go through to get these flavors for your family on holidays. And let's be honest, we would have turkey and stuffing more often if it weren't such a pain, right? It's just by the time you get done thawing the turkey and cleaning the turkey and, chopping all the vegetables and sauteing everything and putting the turkey in the oven and making the stuffing and all of the sides, and you're 4 hours or more, and then you've still got to set the table and make the gravy. This is going to be done in a little more than an hour. So we're at 53 minutes here. We got the pans in the oven. It was at 45 minutes, wasn't it? Wasn't it at 7:45 that those went into the oven, honey? So they've been in about 25 minutes. Yep. So my gravy is now starting to pull together its gravy. The herbs that are on top are starting to go into it as it thickens, and the flour mixes in with the broth and is cooked. The herbs stop floating on the top and start being incorporated in. That is a visual cue and a darn good reason to put parsley in your gravy, because it will tell you when it's starting to become gravy just by that. We like to have the gravy a little bit runny. This recipe, when you're done, you can take and put it into freezer containers, either the portioned ones, so you can have mashed potatoes on a side for this if you want to, or even boiled potatoes that are nice and cubed, and then you just put the gravy over the top of it and poke it in the refrigerator and freezer after it has cooled enough, and these will freeze for 6 months. And a single portion size of this will take about 9 to 12 minutes in an average microwave, depending on the wattage. And you have got, anytime you want it, a turkey and stuffing dinner with gravy and mashed potatoes. You can freeze gravy. I do it all the time. I always put the gravy in the mashed potato, the stuffing, and basically you end up with It isn't swimming on top of it like it would be if you poured it after you had cooked it and you made the gravy separate. It sinks into it and it makes a slightly wetter stuffing, but it's got the gravy in it and it's got everything and it's just perfect. It's like what you would get in a TV dinner, basically, but with the added benefit of this was all made from scratch by you. So there's no excesses of sodium, there is no preservatives, there's no weird chemicals. You don't know what they're doing in there. This is your home cooked food, frozen in the from scratch, basically. Once you've cooked it, you can also, at the point where we were going to put this in the oven, instead of putting it into the oven to bake it, you can put aluminum foil over the top and freeze it itself. When you take it out in order to cook it, when you want to have it on demand, I would thaw it for a couple hours on the counter first. And that would be, if it is thawed, 45 minutes in the oven. If it is not completely thawed, I'd say you're looking closer to an hour and a half. At 375 at that point. This is cooking for 45 minutes, 45 to 60 minutes. Our oven is not to temperature. So we actually end up going over in times we need all the time. But in a normal oven that is actually accurate, it would be 45 minutes to being done. And my gravy is now turning into gravy. It's rather thin yet, but it is actually turning into real gravy. Hey, Cindy, how are you doing? I really look forward to seeing. I really look forward to seeing your recipes, Kate. Anyway, we're doing good. I have got most of a turkey and stuffing dinner now almost cooked. I'm not making the mashed potatoes, or there would be another pot here next to me bubbling away and making the mashed potatoes. I would actually, at this point, be having Andrew drain it and come back with a masher and some buttermilk and mayonnaise, which is what we put in our mashed potatoes. That's my husband's recipe, and it is darn good. It is darn good. Quite frankly, his mashed potatoes are better than mine. So he has the mashed potato touch, which is a fortunate thing. This is almost done here. And if you will allow me to pause for just a minute, I need to come down and bring some of the stuff. You use potato starch foam? Yep. That would work. You could use cornstarch. You can use arrowroot, again, if you want to be, if you have to be gluten-free. If you don't have gluten-free flour, you can do that with arrowroot or gluten-free flour. I'm not sure the measurements for arrowroot. It's not quite like flour, so it's far less arrowroot or cornstarch for thickening the same amount of liquid. Sorry, I needed to get myself some allergy spray, basically. I have been carefully simmering this here for about 10 minutes. Takes a while to heat up. It's at 48, 58, 62 ounces of broth in order to make a lot of gravy, because I have a lot of turkey and stuffing. So we have got this almost done. The mashed potatoes would be being mashed at this point. We're not making them because we don't have any space. Stretch. Oh, I am stretching. And I'm also reaching for my Cooking with Hedgepig water bottle. It is the first of our merchandise. We ordered samples of it in order to see what the quality is. The quality is really nice, folks. Okay. So I've had some water now. And this is my husband is stealing. He is munching food. I think he's hungry. At this point, our gravy is a little bit thin, but it will thicken more beyond this. We kind of like our gravy a little thinner than some people do. If you want to have it thicker than this, just keep boiling it for a little bit longer, bring it to a simmer, and just keep going. It will reduce, it will continue to thicken. I need to now say that at this point, it's 35 minutes in the oven for the food that we put in the oven, and what it looks like when it comes out is this. It is now golden brown on top, and the the cauliflower that you see actually is a little golden too. It's been roasted in the oven. And I'm going to get a plate out and serve it up. We're only looking 10 minutes longer for the second batch in the oven. This is the first batch that I did earlier, so I could work some movie magic. And I am going to shove this back a little bit out of the way. And I have got one of our nice dishes. And I am going to serve up some of this turkey and stuffing with vegetables onto a plate. This is a sage stuffing. I wish you guys could smell this place. This place smells like Thanksgiving. It really does. You've got the sage stuffing. You've got the smells of onion and cooking turkey. You can smell the gravy. You can, it just smells like Thanksgiving. It really does. And if I hadn't interrupted myself so many times, it would have been closer to an hour and 15, but I kept trying to interrupt and tell you all about my new merchandise. It has me so excited. So there is a nice big heaping husband-sized portion, and I'm going to take the gravy here and stir it because it is starting to stick to the bottom a little bit. And now take and ladle the gravy over the mashed potatoes, or pardon me, the turkey and stuffing with cauliflower. And I'm going to take that off the heat because these burners stay hot a long time. These are solid cast iron, so they do stay hot a long time. I am going to lightly dust the top with a little extra parsley, just so we've got some pretty. Do we have a fork, honey? I don't think you can hear me. Can you choose a different vegetable instead of cauliflower? Absolutely. We have done it with broccoli in it. You could use roasted You could use roasted Brussels sprouts. You can use peas and corn. Anything you really want here. I am going to take a little bit of everything here. I've got it on my fork here. And give it a taste. That is really lovely. It is. It has the turkey in there. The turkey will be in pretty much every single bite. Serve a little bit of cranberry sauce on the side. Excuse me. That was me trying to inhale the turkey. Cranberry sauce on the side, a mixed salad. You can make mashed potatoes if you want. We don't have quite enough room for that. Hang on a second, I'm still choking. Perfect. And I will bring this back in here. So this is now at this point an hour and a half since the start of stream, which I have repeatedly interrupted about talking about our merchandise site, which I have been promising for quite a while. And in that hour and 25 minutes, I've still managed to put together turkey and stuffing with sage stuffing. Has cauliflower in it. You could add any vegetable that you like. And made the gravy to go with it. And you could make the mashed potatoes in that same length of time while you're making this gravy, and serve it with your favorite other sides. If you want cranberries with it, you want to have a salad with it, if you want to have sweet potato casserole or the green bean casserole that has the fried onions on top and the mushroom soup that everybody seems to like, whatever extra sides, but you do this, and it is at this point 1 hour and 27 minutes since I started. From the time that we started the actual timer, it's 1 hour and 8 minutes, and the second batch of casseroles will be out of the oven in about 7 minutes. So add that on. So 7 and 8, you've got 1 hour and 15 minutes for turkey and stuffing and gravy and a vegetable. We have got all of the flavors of a slaved upon turkey and stuffing dinner in a fraction of the time, and I think you will all enjoy it. It is, we are going to go and raid someone next. And after stream, we will have the pictures of this up. We will also have the recipe up by the end of tonight. And who are we going to raid? We actually have a cook that's on right now. Her name is Kyle. She is a date night in. She and her partner cook special recipes for your time you have with your other person. So let's go raid her, and let us go raid her, and we will give her a shout out, and you can join us on Sunday for our next stream. Subject to be announced. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Everybody who's given their time to be here.